The Fox City SCORE chapter and WHBY are pleased to bring you Biz Talk, a chance for you to hear from entrepreneurs and professionals as they share their experiences from starting to sustaining growth. Learn the skills needed for your business to be successful. If you missed anything, you can catch the Biz Talk podcast at biztalkwithscore.com. And now from the Myron Construction Studio, it's Biz Talk on WHBY.
Good morning and welcome to Biz Talk with Score. My name is Terry Pinch and I'm one of the co-hosts this week. Joining me is Rick Sentz. Rick, welcome.
Thanks, Terry.
All right, our guest this week is Abby Quistorf, who is the director of the Chamber of Manitowoc County. Abby,
Hey.
How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
Excellent. So we're going to get right into it. Let's start first. Tell us a little bit about your background and experience that you brought into this role.
Sure. I grew up in Manitowoc County. I'm a Manitowoc County native. I attended the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. Upon graduating, my first real big girl job back in 2008, which seems like forever ago, was with the Chamber of Manitowoc County. So I have been here with this organization since that time, the entire time. And I became executive director in July of 2023.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about the Chamber of Manitowoc County. What's its role and how do you help facilitate that role?
Yeah, so the Chamber of Manitowoc County is a membership-driven organization, so we are solely funded by and supported by our members. And our job is to provide those resources and services to promote a healthy and prosperous business environment in Manitowoc County. So in short, members pay us membership dues, and in return, we provide them resources and services to help their businesses grow and thrive. We really kind of focus on 4 different areas. Workforce is a large area that we focus on, as well as connections, marketing and promotional opportunities, and then educational opportunities as well for our members. Our organization right now, we have about 475 members, which equates to just under 20,000 employees in Manitowoc County that we serve. So we are the largest business organization in Manitowoc County. We're also the oldest. We have been around since 2016. We have everything from single owner businesses all the way up to businesses that employ over 1,000 people. So it's quite a range and size of businesses that we represent. We also have a very diverse membership. Again, everything from retail and restaurants all the way to manufacturing, healthcare, finance, nonprofit organizations are a large portion of our membership as well. So we also have a very diverse in type of membership of businesses that are members of our organization, which really lends us to really try to be able to provide programming that applies to so many different types of businesses.
And that's an interesting thing I saw as I was looking through your website is that not all, but many chambers are specific to cities, to a certain city or area around it. You're a full county.
Full county. Mm-hmm.
You have therefore a lot of diversity there. How do you, of interest and probably a lot of agricultural too, how do you then balance the needs of so many different types of businesses? How do you get commonality to bring them the programs they need?
That's a great question. A lot of that comes from really hearing from our members. Annually we do a membership survey to find out really what's important to our members. You got to give the people what they want. So we do a survey annually to find out really the first question on that survey is what is the number one issue facing your business? And then the second question is what programs and services are of most value to you? And that really helps us guide strategically the type of programming that we're going to provide for our businesses.
Okay, so you've been with the Chamber now for about 17 years. As you look over that time, what do you see is the most critical factor over that length of time? So I know individual items change year by year, but what's really the issue they're dealing with most commonly over that time?
Workforce. As population projections show, we have a decline. We're going to be having a declining population, especially as boomers exit the workforce, and we're not replacing ourselves as humans. That there's going to be a gap there, and so the workforce needs are even more critical. We see that comes down to us and a lot of the programming we provide in our school-based initiatives for the incoming workforce, but then also for the existing workforce, some of those professional development type programs. We're seeing emerging trends with employers. They're really trying to invest in culture. That's a big burgeoning aspect, but then also professional development and upskilling of the current employees that they have, because a lot of local employers and businesses are realizing the value of keeping those employees.
And as you are working with these businesses on those topics, are they finding new and innovative ways to keep employees? Or is it just really difficult given that decline in the population, in the employee population?
I think it depends on the type of business. That's hard for me to answer because I think each industry has a little bit of its own unique challenges. So I would it really I think is dependent upon the industry.
Okay. So as you're working with the various members out there and looking at what to do each year, what were they saying for 2024? What should you be focusing on then, and how does that carry into 2025?
It's interesting, yeah. So a big shift, well, I wouldn't say a big shift, a shift in what our members were looking for was education, that professional development, things they can offer their employees. So that's the shift we made. A lot of our programming for 2025 is education based for employees. So we've got some cool stuff coming down the line for 2025, including our advanced leadership series that actually just kicked off yesterday, which is a professional development series in which we partner with Lakeshore College and UW Green Bay Manitowoc campus. They provide the instructors for us, and we do a 4-part professional development series. So some of those topics relate from strengths, a Clifton Strengths Finder, communication and negotiation, emotional intelligence, and change management. This fall, we've partnered with a company called Better Culture. We're going to be hosting an 8-week facilitated course called 20 Tenets of Culture. That's that word again, culture. What it is it's a skill for upskilling, a course for upskilling employees in soft skill sets. So it's really going to focus on how to be a good employee. It's going to be really critical for a lot of those frontline workers, those emerging leaders in organizations, and those rising stars, those young professionals in our organization. So I'm very excited about that. Additionally, we have a veteran-ready employer educational event we've got coming up, and then we have a CEO panel that we're going to partner with our young professionals organization on. That'll be coming down in April. So no shortage of educational opportunities. We're really trying to lean into that.
Do you do to support also in addition to the membership? Do you do any special events throughout the year to help with revenue?
Yeah, well, the one largest community event our organization puts on annually is our Lakeshore Balloon Glow, and that's a community-wide event. That's the one true community big bash we throw every year, and that is it is an event held on the third Friday of August annually, and we host it in partnership with the City of Manitowoc and Visit Manitowoc, in which it's a completely free. Everything is free and family-friendly event. And so we glow hot air balloons along the riverfront. We have a water ski show. We have a children's area with a ton of bounce houses, a magic show, snakes, all kinds of fun kids stuff. And then we also have fireworks. We bring in 18 different food trucks. Again, it's completely free and family-friendly. And we do that as a cultural aspect. We want our families to continue to grow here and stay here and be proud of living here. We have to give them quality of life things to do. So it's also really important for us to keep that event free so that it's equitable for all families in our community.
Okay. Given your location by Door County, obviously you're near Green Bay and Appleton too, how difficult or easy has it been to attract new employers?
That's always a challenge. And again, I would say that is really dependent on industry as well. I wouldn't say it is easy to attract new employers, but it's constantly something we're working on. So I will tell you too, we have recently just begun launching concierge type services for our members. So what we can do is offer a 90-minute personalized tour of Manitowoc County for a recruit or maybe a new employee that is just relocated to the area. So we'll give them a survey, find out what's important to them, and do a personalized tour. Or additionally, we can offer a gift box with some relocation information as well as some Manitowoc County, products and goods and services to show off our community. So yeah, it's always something we're working on, and we could be better at, but I don't think it's unique to our area. I think recruitment's a challenge, really across the state. You hear, you've heard that phrase brain drain. We've heard that phrase over and over again for some time. Where our students leave, they go to school and then they don't come back. That's where I think Manitowoc County, northeastern Wisconsin, and Wisconsin in general could really lean into those cultural aspects and really highlight some of that unique flavor, and just the fact that people here are really nice and easy to get along with and live with. And then the other thing that's important to remember too is grandma and grandpa then are nearby too when you want to start that family.
Okay, so let's step back and just talk for a minute about the board of directors. Every chamber has a board of directors, but what does your chamber board do for you?
Our chamber board is very strategy driven. They are the drivers of our strategic plan, which then in turn drives our programming. So our board really stays very strategy driven. Operation wise is left to myself and the staff.
Okay. So then that leads into the staff. How many staff members do you have, and what all do they do?
Yeah, we are a small but mighty staff of five of us. So we have Shannon, who is our marketing communications manager. So she really works not only leading our internal marketing and communications. Right now, she's just wrapping up our new website redesign, which is very exciting. But she additionally then works with our members on their marketing and promotional opportunities, works with them to utilize the existing programs and services and opportunities that are available to our members. So she'll work with them on a one-on-one basis. And then we have Melissa, who's our workforce programming manager. She handles a lot of the relationships and programs as it relates to our school-based initiatives. So she's got a handle on all 7 of our area school districts, works with them one-on-one on our workforce-related programs, like our reality store, our bus tours, our career expo event, as well as she plans a lot of our other events here at the chamber. And then we have Carissa, who's our administrative coordinator. So she generally is your front line. So she is the go-to person if you have any general questions about chamber membership or how to do this, how to do that. She is a valuable resource on the front end of things. And then we have Emily, who is our membership and finance coordinator. So she handles a lot of the billing and things like that, can help people with their dues and getting their applications processed.
Okay. So I think we're at the place for our first break. You're listening to Biz Talk with Score on WHBY, and we'll be right back.
Welcome back to Biz Talk with Score. You're listening on WHBY this morning. Happy Saturday to everyone. Just before we get back to Abby and the interesting story going on at the Manitowoc Chamber of Commerce, I just thought we'd take a few moments to talk a little bit about SCORE. SCORE Northeast Wisconsin serves an 18-county area in northeastern Wisconsin, plus the county of Menominee in Michigan. We have over 50 volunteers, each an expert in their field, offering entrepreneurs no-cost and confidential mentoring. Those areas of expertise include IT, social media, marketing, cash flow, accounting, strategic planning, workflow, HR, retail, best practices, and many, many others. In order to register for a no-cost confidential mentoring session and or to learn more about SCORE Northeast Wisconsin, please visit our website at score.org/Northeast Wisconsin. You can learn more about how the SCORE chapter can assist you with starting and or growing your business, and you can complete an application for a mentoring session. Simply complete the online form and submit it to SCORE. Within a few days, a SCORE mentor will be contacting you to set up a meeting. Remember, SCORE is no cost and offers experts who can offer you assistance in many different areas. To get started, visit our website at score.org/Northeast Wisconsin. And to support small business people, SCORE Northeast Wisconsin is always looking for new mentors. If you have experience that you would like to share with others, we'd love to talk to you. We welcome volunteers with experience in all aspects of business. Small business owners need your help, and your experience can make a real difference to their success. Go to score.org/Northeast Wisconsin, click on the volunteer button, and fill out a short application. We'll get back to you to explain more. I'll turn the show back over to you, Terry.
Okay. So again, we're talking to Abby Quistorf from the the Chamber of Manitowoc County. I'm sure I get that right. Abby, just going back to look a little or walk through some of the things we talked about and touched on a bit. What is the manufacturing versus services type of mix in Manitowoc County? Is it much more focused towards manufacturing, or is there a pretty even split?
It depends on if you're looking at it, I guess, from, I would say, yes, manufacturing is a large driver of industry in our area. But I would note that service type industries are, especially small businesses, are a large portion of the economy here locally as well too. I mean, 72% of our membership is actually small business, which is exciting and wonderful. Yeah, I would say manufacturing is a large, obviously, economic driver, but we have no shortage of healthy and strong smaller businesses that are working in that service area or field.
Okay. So as you look across this mix of businesses, what is the benefit for a business to join your chamber? What do they get out of this?
Well, I'm happy you asked that question. And again, I think it depends on each individual business, what they're looking for. But I would say that the number one thing is the connections, right? So chambers themselves are uniquely positioned to be, the connectors and conveners of the community, or basically I would like to say we're 411 for the business community. So we're uniquely positioned to be that gatherer, or that space for gathering and belonging, and be those connectors of the community. No business can exist without building relationships and making connections. And whether that's a direct sale or that's learning about a new vendor, there are endless ways, to become connected in the community. So I would say connections is a great way we can help your business. But additionally too, I think like I said, it depends on what your individual business is looking for. A lot of those larger manufacturers are probably looking for us for workforce initiatives, to support the community and the workforce initiatives we do with our area high schools and our area students. That's probably a little bit more important to them. But then also having access to things like the job fairs we do, and some of those professional development type opportunities for their employees. A smaller business, especially a single owner business maybe, or a business with less than 10 employees, might be looking for more of those marketing and promotional type opportunities that we can offer at either a very, very low cost or reduced cost, or a free cost that's included in their membership. We have no shortage of advertising and promotional opportunities we can provide out to our members. So again, it is probably a little bit dependent upon the business, but if anyone is ever interested in learning more about what the chamber does or what we can do for their business, reach out to me personally. I'm happy to meet with you. I generally like to try to meet with anyone that is going to be joining the chamber or thinking about joining. And the first thing I always tell anyone that is interested in joining the chamber is, yes, it's a return on your it's an investment for your business, and you'll get a return on your investment for your business, but it's also an investment in your community, and you should feel really proud and strong about that, because your investment in the chamber is going further than just beyond, just that return on your investment. It's focusing on workforce initiatives, community initiatives. It really goes a long way.
When you have various connector type of networking meetings, do you see some of that interaction happening where it goes beyond business discussions and they start to talk about the community and the things they can do to improve life?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That happens all the time too. And I would note that, as chambers have evolved over time, and I think COVID kind of changed some of this a little bit too. I don't want anyone to have the impression that it's always going to meetings, right? So joining the chamber doesn't mean you always have to go to meetings or go to networking type events or mixers or socials or anything like that. Yes, those are great and those all have an important place in helping to facilitate some of those connections. But a lot of it is really, exactly what you said, those organic conversations that happen on the ground. So whether that's like through a roundtable group or a facilitated roundtable type discussion that we do, or through our network builder program, which is an email-based network or communication tool that allows members to be connected, either once a month or twice a month, depending on how often they sign up to receive the emails. They're connected to another chamber member and an introduction is made via email. So, you can get to know someone that way. And then hopefully it's let's meet for a Zoom meeting or coffee or at the next chamber event, whatever that looks like. It's a different take on networking and you get to do it on your own time and your own terms. So, I want to emphasize that it's not just, another meeting, because business, as business owners, we understand, you're operating your business. That comes first. You don't always have the time to go to another event. So we're trying to facilitate some of those, like-minded discussions through our roundtable group that are really valuable uses of time. We have our network builder program. We're trying to innovate how we make those connections.
Okay, throughout this conversation, we touched on quite a few different activities, and it sometimes seems like it's more than a staff of 5 can manage. Do you use volunteers to help with a lot of these things?
Oh my goodness, we couldn't do what we do without our volunteers. We probably have a core group of about 100 active volunteers through our committees. They help us plan our balloon glow. We have a whole committee dedicated to that. We have our ambassadors committee that helps attend ribbon cuttings and helps us at our golf outing. We also have our partners in education committee, which is comprised of a lot of times those frontline HR workers within businesses and organizations, but also our area school districts, those school counselors, those school to work people, individuals, those individuals who are working with our CISAs and our local colleges. So it's a combined group of business and education. They help us plan a lot of our workforce events. We have our Safety, Health, and Wellness Council, which, my goodness, that is a fantastic group of individuals who all focus on providing educational opportunities in the areas of occupational safety and health in the workplace. So they have a really robust calendar of events for 2025. They'll bring in an OSHA speaker. They did a Narcan training for businesses. They focus on mental health in the workplace. They do National Employee Health and Fitness Day to promote healthy activities for employees. So they really have a robust line of programming. So again, all these programs and services that I'm naming off here and probably rattling off, we can't do them without our volunteers. They come up with the ideas. They help us execute these ideas. And we are so, so thankful for our volunteers.
All right, great. We've reached the point for our second break. You're listening to Biz Talk with Score on WHBY, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Biz Talk with Score. This week we're talking to Abby Quistorf from the Chamber of Manitowoc County. Before we get back to Abby, I have an education update to give you. As you've heard regularly, if you go to our website, which is score.org/Northeast Wisconsin, you'll see a tab at the top of the page that has education and events. And if you click on that tab, you can see literally hundreds of different webinars that are out there for people to take. They're from courses that were held in the past, but we also have many live events. That's where the recordings come from. And they are typically free. Occasionally there'll be something that's charged, but almost all of them are free. And there's 2 that are coming up that I thought I'd mention just so people are aware of it. One is called Bookkeeping Basics for Small Business. So that's a topic that causes some fear in the clients we mentor when they're new. The 2 things they don't really want to deal with are bookkeeping and lawyers. This is something to help you understand that you shouldn't be afraid. It's just one of the things you have to do. So that's February 13th. It's 1 hour. You can go online and sign up for it. Again, it's free. And the other one I want to mention is small business contact marketing. So this helps you plan and create marketing programs that you can use to help build your business through contact. And it's on February 18th. So again, another opportunity to go learn. You can go and sign up and join in free for the actual presentation, or later you'll find the webinars out on their site as well. So once again, that's score.org/Northeast Wisconsin, and it's the Education and Events tab. So with that, we're going to get back to Abby. And Abby, want to talk a little bit more about some of the activities and things you do, and let's start with, if somebody is starting up a new business, whether they're coming into Manitowoc County to build a new plant, but they're already elsewhere, or it's even a small business, what do you do as a chamber to help support that small business or that new business coming in?
Yeah, this happens from time to time. A company will reach out to me specifically, either they're looking to relocate their business or they're thinking about starting a business, and we will always refer them over to Progress Lakeshore, which is our economic development entity for Manitowoc County. Progress Lakeshore has the skills and capabilities and all the resources available to especially help entrepreneurs in their startup space, as well as they can help with site selection for businesses. So they're an amazing resource, and we work very, very closely with Jamie Zastro and her team over at Progress Lakeshore. We partner on a number of initiatives and programs throughout the year, but especially for that startup space, those entrepreneurs, I'm going to refer them over to Progress Lakeshore first and foremost, especially if it's someone who's an entrepreneur that's going to be starting a new business. Jamie and her team at Progress Lakeshore can really help get that footwork going, right? Those basic things like, a business plan and financing, and they can help you, one-on-one with those types of things. And then we always say, then once, you're established, then that's when you join the chamber, because then we can take over from there. We can help you with the marketing and promotions of your business, helping you get connected in the business, help your business grow from there. So Progress Lakeshore is an amazing organization. They do wonderful things for our community. They have an excellent entrepreneur training program, which I believe they actually expanded this year and are offering it more than once now because it has just been so popular and so well received. That is a great program they do, is their entrepreneur training program. And actually, I believe registration is open for their spring ETP training. So check that out. Their website is progresslakeshore.org.
Okay, so next, let's talk a little bit about some of the member events and activities you do, like for young professionals and things. What type of events do you offer your members?
Yeah, again, for our members, we offer educational events, we offer community connection type events, but then specifically for our young professionals, that's really where we want to focus on their community engagement. Again, we know if we want families to continue to grow here, stay here, build their careers here, that goes for young professionals who are just starting out their families and their careers. We want to connect them to the community. The likelihood then they're going to stay here is greater. So we want to connect them to volunteer opportunities and nonprofit organizations, make that connection there. So for instance, just this past fall, our young professionals did a nonprofit board education training series. So young professionals could sign up there and learn about how to be a nonprofit board member. Here's how to get connected to nonprofit. Here are some organizations here in our community who have the need for you to be on their board and to volunteer. So they learn about things like strategic planning and Robert's rules and how to read a financial statement, all to give them the skills to be effective leaders in nonprofit organizations in our community. So they really focus on those serve type opportunities. Also look for, again, connection opportunities for our young professionals. Another event we did towards the end of last summer, specifically for interns who were here for the summer or for new teachers that were new to the area. We did a day of engagement tour where folks could sign up and we put them on a tour that day, and we toured them around Manitowoc County, showed them some of the great cultural aspects, recreational things to do, ways for them to get connected, some of the fun things to do in Manitowoc County to really expose them to the diverse things that are available to them here in Manitowoc County in hopes that they'll want to stay here and be excited about living here because it's so beautiful.
So as you're doing this and working with young professionals, obviously, population-wise, you're much different than a Milwaukee, a Madison type of place. And so you're trying to build those connections to make them feel like they're part of the community, which both helps the community and helps them in their businesses.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit more. One other thing, we talked about it a little bit in the first segment, but you've got Manitowoc, city of Manitowoc, and then you'll have smaller places, Mishkot, and even smaller than that. Because you connect them into one organization, how do you make sure the people in the smaller communities are feeling value as they get involved with the Manitowoc community? How do you make that work?
Yeah, it's something we're always working on. We always have to consistently be working on. We've done some outreach, focus on those outlying community or those rural communities. I would say that our biggest connection in a lot of those other communities, like the Mishikots and the Valders and places like that, really comes from our biggest relationship is often with the area school districts. So when we're in those schools, doing programs like the reality store, or we're there, working with the students to do manufacturing bus tours or healthcare bus tours. Those are all things that, parents and students and people in those communities are seeing that we're doing and hearing about. So the biggest connection is usually through the schools, but it's always something we need to work on, something we can absolutely be better at. It's an area of focus of our strategic plan is to work on some of our connections and our relationship building in those other communities. So yeah, it's always something we have to be continually working on. It's a county of 80,000 people, but it's a wide range of places and villages that are spread out around the county, and it's something we need to continue to work on.
Abby, you mentioned a thing called a reality store. Could you maybe give listeners an idea what that is and what all gets put into that event?
Yeah, this is one of my favorite events that we do. It's a long-standing event. We've probably been doing it for over 10 years now. So what it is it's a financial literacy event that we do in all of our area high schools. And typically it's juniors and seniors that do the reality store. And so what it is the students, we have a little workbook that we send to each district when it's their turn for the reality store. And students have to do a little bit of pre-work in that workbook in the classroom, pick out a career they may be interested in, just answer some questions about their life and what they imagine their life will be like. And then we set up our reality store, typically in the gymnasium, and we have a couple different booths. Well, I shouldn't say a couple. I think it's actually like 20 different booths, and each booth is a different aspect of life. And we have our member volunteers come in and staff those booths. And so students enter the reality store with a checkbook register of a salary deposited into it on the top line of a career they might be interested in. They want to be a pharmacist or a nurse or whatever that looks like. That salary is deposited in there. And the first step they have to visit when they enter the reality store is the Uncle Sam booth, or excuse me, they have to go pay their student loans first if they have any student loans. And then they have to go pay their taxes. So those get deducted right away. And then they have to go make life decisions like you and I all have to do on a daily basis, based on those decisions they said they were going to do in their workbook. So, if they said they were going to have 4 kids, well, they're going to need a vehicle that's big enough to tote those 4 children around. So a bigger vehicle, though, is going to cost their car insurance to be more. And so it shows them number one, what things cost in the real world, but additionally how one decision can affect another decision. And so it's a really great opportunity for our volunteers to impact a lot of students in a short amount of time, because as you're working with the students to help them make, a decision like, okay, do you want to have a Ford F-150 pickup truck, or do you want to buy a used Honda Civic? Based on the size of your family, as you're working with them to help make those decisions, you really get to see the light bulb go on with the students. And sometimes students run out of money. It happens. So then they have to go visit the SOS table and they have to reconfigure some of their life decisions. So again, it really teaches them the value of the goods and services and what things cost, and, how much their family plan of a cell phone or a cell phone family plan costs, and how much haircuts cost, and all these things that students maybe might not think about on a daily basis, but they're all things that we have to pay for. It's a great program. Parents love it. School districts love it. We love it. It's a great way to engage with the students. It's very interactive too. So that always helps. Anytime we can be experiential or interactive with our students, the impact seems to go a little bit further.
I imagine a lot of the volunteers you have staffing that are coming from your members. Is that correct?
Yep. We put an ask out to our members to volunteer at those events. And I always recommend too, especially for someone who maybe is newer or looking to be newer to the chamber, looking to become a little bit more involved in the chamber. This is a soft and easy way to jump right into your chamber membership because you get to not only work with the students. It takes no training necessary. You're trained in about 30 seconds. It takes no prior experience. Plus, you get to meet the other 30 or 40 volunteers that are there because that's about how many volunteers it takes to do a reality store each time we're in an area high school, depending on the student population size we're serving. But it's a super laid back and relaxed way to meet other chamber members as well as impact our local students.
So one of the things you're trying to do through workforce initiatives is work with students and show them the breadth of possibilities in Manitowoc County. What other activities do you do with those students to help them understand both their career paths and what Manitowoc County can offer them to help fulfill those paths?
Yep, definitely. We have a couple different things that we do. One we actually just had a couple weeks ago is our annual Career Expo event, which we hosted at Lakeshore College down in Cleveland, and we hosted about 750 freshmen and sophomores from across Manitowoc County for this one-day event. And so what happens is we have different career clusters we set up, and those career clusters are set forth by the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction. So a cluster is essentially an area of interest. So whether that's education, manufacturing, healthcare, agriculture, transportation, distribution, and logistics, STEM, you name it. They're set forth by DPI. So students sign up to attend 2 clusters of areas that they might be interested in, career areas they might be interested in learning more about. And then we put it out to our members to come in and be volunteers to speak in those career clusters. So talk about what you went to school for. What do you like about your job? What don't you like about your job sometimes? What's challenging about your job? What's rewarding about your job or your career? What are some things you've learned throughout your career or your job? And so students get to talk one-on-one with the individuals, ask questions. So it's very interactive. And so they get to attend 2 of those career clusters. And then the third session they have to attend is an employability skills session. And that session is an educational session that teaches students, here's what a resume looks like. Here's how to apply for a job. Here's what you can expect for a job interview. Here are the types of job interview questions that are asked. Here's what you should wear for a job interview. Is your social media okay and acceptable? Because employers look at that. So just all of those facets and skills for students to, as they are getting ready to enter the workforce, some of those skill sets that they have to be able to go out and enter more easily, right? So if we can eliminate some of those barriers on how to fill out a job application, a program like that can help achieve some of that. So that Career Expo is it's probably one of our longest standing events. I would say it's over 35 years old. That's how long we've been doing the event. We impact, again, a lot of students in a one-day event. And again, it's a career exploration event. We know it's important. It's a great opportunity for, our local businesses and our members to show the career opportunities that are available here in Manitowoc County. One other really exciting, career exploration type event that we've done, over the past couple of years, and we've really grown and expanded our tours. So we do bus tours for local high school students as well. We do a manufacturing bus tour. We do a construction bus tour in partnership with the Manitowoc County Home Builders Association, as well as a healthcare bus tour. So again, students can sign up to take part in those tours. We take care of the busing. We take the buses over to the schools, pick up the students, and then we take them into manufacturing facilities and show them some of the advanced manufacturing that's happening right here in Manitowoc County. They get to see hands-on what's made here, what types of careers are available here. What does that career pathway look like? Same concept again for the construction bus tour. We take them out to job sites. They get to see firsthand how things are made, learn about careers that are available in the trade, as well as youth apprenticeship opportunities. And then the same again for our healthcare bus tour. We'll take them to Frederick Holy Family Memorial. We'll take them to Aurora Medical Center. Show them some of those careers, and we partner with our local healthcare institutions on this, so we can try to cover the wide array of healthcare opportunities that are available in Manitowoc County. We'll take them out to Lakeshore College. They got to go do some cool VR goggle type activities, or they got to practice doing, like procedures wearing these VR goggles. So again, very interactive and hands-on. But then again, also showing them the programming and those career pathways that are available. That's, those career pathways are really important to show students that, in a lot of cases, they could start earning credits for some of these careers in high school already. So it's important to work with our schools and those counselors and those school to work programs within our schools to get students connected into some of those opportunities early. And then one other really cool, I can talk about workforce for days. Program we do is our STEM Fest event, and that's for 4th and 5th graders. So that's a whole nother animal, but it is a blast. So we know as technology rapidly expands, like at the speed of light, we know we have to pique students' interest in STEM applications even earlier. So we invite our businesses to have a booth, and we partner with UW Green Bay Manitowoc campus on this event and Millipore Sigma, and businesses can host a booth with an experiential hands-on activity for those 4th and 5th graders to do. So students get to learn about the STEM applications that are happening right here in Manitowoc County, right in the businesses, how STEM is being applied, how it's being used. They get to learn about what businesses do, what they make, So we've had everything from, again, eyeglasses to learn about what macular degeneration looks like. Students have gotten to use robotic arms to pick up candy. This year one table got melted at the event. We lost a petri dish, but it is a lot of fun, and we are so thankful for our businesses to come in and do these activities with the students to, again, just pique their interest in STEM. So wide range of workforce opportunities.
Yeah. Excellent. Thank you very much. We are about to take our last break. You are listening to Biz Talk or Score on WHBY, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Biz Talk. I would like to thank the sponsors and donors who bring Biz Talk with Score to you each weekend. We couldn't present Biz Talk without their generous support. Thank you to Hailing & Associates. Hailing & Associates helps small businesses and individuals not just prepare tax returns, but plan ahead, thereby helping you minimize taxes for this year and beyond. Hailing & Associates, personal connection, positive results. Thank you to the Johnson Financial Group. Wherever you are in your life or the life of your business, Johnson Financial Group works with you to understand your goals, matching the right banking and wealth services to help you complete your mission. Thank you to the Business News for promoting our program in the biweekly business newspaper serving Northeast Wisconsin. The paper is delivered biweekly and contains relevant and useful information about the business community in Northeast Wisconsin. And we would also like to recognize the David L. and Rita E. Nelson Fund within the Community Foundation for the Fox Valley region for their generous donation of support of Biz Talk and Score Northeast Wisconsin. So with that, we'll turn back to Abby. And Abby, could you let our listeners know how they can contact the Chamber?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. So our website is chambermanitowoccounty.org. Additionally, you can find us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. And as always, you can give our office a call, and our phone number is 920-684-5575. Or you can email anyone in our office. Our general email address is info@chambermanitowoccounty.org. My email address is the same thing. It's at chambermanitowoccounty.org, except it's Abby with an E, A-B-B-E-Y. So Abby at chambermanitowoccounty.org. And I'm happy to answer anyone's questions or, meet and learn about your business and the community.
Okay. So we only have about a minute left. So what I'll do then, I just want to thank you for coming on the show. Manitowoc County is something a lot of people from this area know, and they go to the beach or they go to see the sub, and they've heard about Manitowoc Crane and other companies there, but they don't know a lot about the county itself. So it's great to have somebody come on and help us and explain what's happening there. And we'd love to hear about the workforce initiatives. That's so important wherever, given the state of employment in Wisconsin and how low it is. Unemployment is at about 2%. So it's great to hear all of that. So for our listeners, we'd like to thank you for joining in today. If you want to re-listen to this show, it'll be published on our website, biztalkwithscore.org, or biztalkwithscore.com, or scorenortheastwisconsin.org, and you'll find the shows there next Wednesday. You can listen to it live, obviously on WHBY today, but it is out on iTunes and other podcasts as well the following Wednesday. So thank you to everybody for listening. We really appreciate having you on the show. Have a great weekend.